Hello, and welcome to the second session of our digital storytelling journey. So what we have done until today, we have selected the topic, tied it more or less with the course content, and had done a little bit of research about it. So today, how we go from the abstract elements of the topic that we have in mind to a concrete and real story that makes sense to us and to our audience. We are not looking for a lesson presentation with narrations and automatic movement, or a traditional class in a video, or a PPT with lots of text and audio. We want you to go a little further with your imagination. Digital stories' potential is on how the creator can give a personal touch, be creative and playful without losing formality and the rigor that an academic activity deserves. We are not going to get all technical or super deep about literature and narrative skills. But I do want for you to remember your languages class from middle school, where we all learn that the essential elements of the story are setting, characters, plot, conflict, and theme. That is universal. To give you some directions, these elements should respond to question likes. When we are talking about the setting, when and where is the story set? The classroom interaction, a teacher's meeting, online classroom discussions. Try to narrow this space. Then the characters. Who is the one participating in your story? You as a student teacher with your students, the whole classroom, one student, your professor collaborator, you name it. The plot is the what of your story. It will have this process of beginning, presentation of the problem, conflict, resolution, and conclusion. This will be framing your story. The conflict is the challenge that you want to tell. It's the problem on which your story is based. Okay, and now with those elements in consideration, which is the most technical in terms of writing that we will go. Now, I ask you to please pause this video for a moment, grab a piece of paper and a pen, and try to draft some ideas, figuring out these elements for your story as follows. Is about, is set in, the main character is, the problem that will be unwrapped is, it is relevant because, the story ends with, and my conclusions are. So think about this for a moment. And come on, pause the video for you can work on it. So now, how we can put all this together? With a script. And why a script is so important? Because even if you are a master on editing and use of media, when you have a poorly written story, there is no editing or digital magic nor budget that can save you. If you watch Suicide Squad, you know what I'm talking about. So how we can start this script? After describing all of this information about your character, setting, plot, etc., well, with the beginning. Here you present the context, the setting, and who are the characters of your story. You can start talking about you, where is the school, and who are your students. This part should be the 25% of your story. In the middle part, you will present your problem and the conflict that this generates in your practice. You should build and develop until you give a resolution, where you show possible outcomes, what the theory is saying, what your colleagues are experiencing, why is this important. Talking about this should take more or less 50% of your story. And finally, the closure. Here you conclude. You talk about your learnings and hopes. We hope that the personal element will be implicit along the way of your story. We don't expect a lesson, a PPT with just content and theory. We hope for critical analysis with personal and theoretical reflection elements based on a personal experience. This structure is not far from writing an essay, but is more personal and designed to catch an audience attention. This text is your story, which will be heard beyond the evaluation and the assessment process. So go now and start writing. We know you have something to say. Thank you.